Hello friends, in this video I will show you how to create a VBA procedure. A VBA procedure, also referred to as a macro, is defined as a set of codes which makes Excel perform an action. It can be of any length based on your requirement. It accepts the input from the user and do the required actions and then display the results. There are two types of procedures in Excel VBA. The one is sub procedure and the other one is sub functions. It is enclosed between the sub and the end sub function. In this video, we will see how to create a sub procedure. A sub procedure declaration statement starts with the keyword sub, followed by a name and then followed by a set of parentheses. A sub procedure ends with an end sub statement, which can be typed, but it also appears automatically on going to the next line after the sub declaration statement is typed. Your VBA code or the statements are entered in between. So let's see how to create the one. Time we will see how to create a sub procedure. So procedure should accomplish a simple well-defined task. I will give the name to this procedure as, say, value. The agenda of my video is I want that wherever is my active cell, it should type the value as Excel. So I will type the code, say active cell dot value, and it should display me the result as the word Excel in there. So whenever I will run this code, wherever is my active cell, it will type the word Excel. When you create a procedure, you must decide how widely accessible you want it to be, what to name it, what task it will perform, what type of data it will accept and return. So it is very important. While naming the procedure, a procedure name must begin with a letter. It should not contain periods, mathematical or comparison operators. It should not exceed 255 characters. It should be unique within its scope. It should not be the name of existing VB method, function or a property. So you should be cautious while assigning a name to any of the procedure. So it should begin with the letter. Most probably you should give a capital letter. It should start with the uppercase. And it should not contain any special character, or it should not exceed 255 characters. It should not be a name of any existing Excel VBA method, function or a property. Say for example, if I give a name of any method to this, say for example, I give the name as, say, close, it will give me an error. Why? Because it is an existing method of Excel VBA object. So here I will give the name, that was the earlier name, that was value. So once I'll run this and execute the code, it will give me the answer, the result here as the active cell dot value, which will contain the word Excel. Now here, if I go to some other cell and I run the code again the same thing, whichever will be my active cell, the value Excel will be typed in there. So that was with how to create a sub procedure in Excel VBA. So see you in the next video. Bye bye. Take. Hello. Greetings everyone. In this video, I will show you how to add comments in VBA macro. Before starting, I would like to explain you what are comments. A macro comment is a piece of text in a macro which will not be executed by Excel VBA. It is only there to provide you information about the macro. So let's see how to add a comment. I'll type a code here. Say sub enter val. I'll say range. I'll open the bracket. Type the range here. Is equal to hello. So in the cell A2, I'll type user. Now here I will show you how to add comments. Your comment will start with a single apostrophe. Place 2 words on the sheet. So here this will act as a comment. If you see here, this is converted to green color. Note that Excel VBA colors the line green to indicate that it's a comment. Comments become more useful as program size increases. You can also convert multiple code lines to comments temporarily. Sometimes this is easier than deleting and rewriting them. So first, display the edit toolbar. Here, so here is my edit toolbar. Now if say this line was not a comment, I want to convert this line into a comment now. I will select this and I will click on comment block. So this line will act as a comment now. If you want to undo this, you can click on uncomment block. So when you click on comment block, it will convert it into a comment, and if you say uncomment block, it will undo the action. I hope you find this piece of information helpful to you. Thank you. Hi, in the previous video, we saw how to create sub-procedures. Now we will see what are the types of procedures. Procedures in Visual Basic can have either private or public scope. A procedure with a private scope is only accessible to the other procedures in the same module. A procedure with the public scope is accessible to all the procedures in every module in the workbook in which the procedure is declared, and in all the workbooks that contain a reference to that workbook. By default, procedures has public scope. So like a variable access, the access to the procedure can be controlled by an access level. Now we will see how to use the public and private procedures. Now I have typed in this code as public procedure and the private procedure. If the procedure is made private, it can be called by the other procedures of the same module. The procedure of the outside module cannot access such a procedure. Also, when a procedure is private, its name does not appear in the macros dialog box. So I'll show you here. If I go to the macros, if you see here, I can only see the name of the macro which is for the public one. I cannot see for the private one. So public procedure appears in the macro dialog box. Hence, I can say The public procedure is a global procedure and it can be accessible by any procedure in any workbook in the Excel application. I hope this video was informative for you. Thank you. Hello. As I've already covered in one of my earlier video, how to create the procedure. Now it's time to discuss how can I call these procedures. Before calling a procedure, you should first locate the section of the code in which you want to use it. To call a simple procedure, type its name. So here I have typed the name of the procedure, that is create customer. I have created a small code here, create customer, where in the active cell, whatever is my active cell, I want the name of the customer to be typed in. So I will call this procedure which I have already created with the help of the other procedure which I created to call the earlier procedure. So there are two different ways you can use to call the procedure. Either you can just simply type the name of the procedure within the sub procedure, or you can type the word call, the keyword call before the name of the procedure. Or if you are using it in some other module, just simply type the name of the procedure, the new procedure, and type the keyword call before the name of the procedure and continue with your procedure. Now let's see how to run the code. I will be in the module 1. So we will run the code here. So this is my code. I'll run it. This is what the name of the customer I get in this active cell. I'll delete this out. I'll again try running the code in the other module and let's see what I get. Now here I'll run it. Now if you see here, in my active cell I got the name of the customer, that is Paul Parakel, and in C1 I get the name of the customer as Virginia D'Souza. So I hope this video was quite informative for you. Hi, in an earlier video we saw how to create a procedure and call a procedure. Now in this video we will see how to pass the arguments to the given procedure. Usually the code in the procedure needs some information about the state of the program to do its job. The information consists of a variables passed to the procedure when it is called. When a variable is passed to the procedure, it is called an argument. There are different ways of passing the arguments to the procedure, which you can pass it as a data type, you can pass it by adding a value, or you can pass it by using reference, or you can pass it as an optional. Firstly, we will see how you can pass an argument using a data type. It is usual to declare a data type as an argument. Now over here, if you see, I have used an argument marks as an integer. Integer is the data type. It is a default data type, is variant if you do not pass any argument with a specified data type. When you pass the argument by value, only a copy of the variable is passed when an argument is passed by value. If the procedure changes the value, the change affects only the copy, not the variable itself. Use the by val keyword to indicate an argument passed by the value. Now I want you to concentrate on the given function here. So I have created a function procedure here which says I is equal to 5 and the number is equal to the variable I. Now passing the arguments by reference gives the procedure access to the actual variable contents in its memory address location. As a result, the variable's value can be permanently changed by the procedure to which it is passed. Passing by reference is the default in Visual Basic. Now, I have two procedures here. One is check number and the other one is check number 1. For check number, I have used the keyword by val, and for check number 1 I have used the keyword by reference. So we will see the difference between the two here. So when I'll run this code, it will give me the output as such. So when I'll say OK, second time it will display the number that is 0, because here it has only taken the value, not the reference value. When I'll execute the second code, if I'll say OK, second time it will give me the number 5 again, because it has changed the value of the reference variable. Next we will see how to use the optional argument. The arguments can be specified as optional by using the optional keyword before the argument to its left. When you specify an argument as optional, all the other arguments following that argument to its right must also be specified. So if you see here, I have used the keyword optional before the given variable. Note that specifying the optional keyword makes an argument optional, otherwise the argument will be required. Thank you.